Now guys, in this JavaScript project, we are going to generate the multiplication table based on the number that is provided by the user. So let us say when the user provides the number that is 3 over here and clicks on the submit button, as you can see, we are getting the multiplication table of 3. So 3 multiplied by 1, it is equal to 3, and so on 3 multiplied by 2 up to 3 multiplied by 10, it is equal to 30 over here. So this is the JavaScript logic that we are going to build in this particular project. Apart from this, if you provide any other number, so let us say we provide the number as 9 over here and click on the submit button, so the multiplication table of the number that is 9 is getting displayed over here dynamically by using the JavaScript code. So let us move to VS Code. So inside VS Code, let me just create a new folder inside the projects folder over here. So we have this generate multiplication table folder. Now guys, inside this folder, we will create the 3 files, that is HTML, CSS and the Java. Index.html and script. Now guys, inside HTML, let us create HTML, and within the title tag, what we will do is simply we will say multiplication table as the title of the page. Now guys, apart from this, what we will do is we will also link the style.css and the script.js file to this HTML file. So simply we will provide the link tag, and also just before the ending body tag we will provide the script tag as well with the src attribute, it is equal to script.js file. Now guys, apart from this, let us also provide the h2 tag over here, and then we will say generate multiplication table, and then after this what we have to do is let us provide the div tag with the class container, within which we will allow the user to provide the number for which. So as over here, simply we will provide the input tag along with the type text over here. So simply we say input followed by the type, that is text, and this. Then for the name attribute we will provide number, and for the id attribute as well we will provide the value as number over here. This will allow the user in order to provide the number. And then guys, before this we will also provide the label as well for this particular input, and we need to match the value of this for attribute with the name attribute over here of the input tag. So simply let me just copy the number value and paste this over here, and we will say enter number as the label. So as you can see, we have this enter number as the label over here. Apart from this, we will have another div tag that will help us in order to get the result. So we have the class result over here for this div tag, and currently we will set it as blank over here. That's because the enter table within this particular div tag with the class over here. So guys, let us see how this HTML looks like on the browser. So as you can see on the browser, we are able to see the generate multiplication table heading and followed by the enter number label, and the user will be allowed to provide the number over here. One change that we can do is, instead of having the type that is text over here, simply we will provide the type so that the user will provide the number holding the characters. This is the change that we can do. So simply we will provide another input tag with the type submit over here. So we will have the type as submit and also the value as submit this time. Also let me just set the id attribute as well for the submit button, it is equal to submit over here. Application table below particular default attributes over here to the entire web style.css file. Let me just provide the body tag over here, and simply we will say text align, it is equal to center. Now guys, let us move to the script.js file over here, where our main logic will be present in order to generate the entire multiplication table. So one at a time we need to identify the HTML elements. So first of all, we will provide the query selector for this particular text box that will get us the number that is provided by the user. So we have the id as number over here in order to get this input HTML element. So simply we will provide the hash character followed by the number over here. So let me just provide the variable as well. So we say user number in this case, and then on the right hand side we have the selector. Apart from this, we also want the submit button as well. So simply we will provide the ID as submit over here, because that is the ID of the submit button that we have set. And then on the left hand side we will simply say button submit over here. Now guys, when the user clicks on this particular submit button, we need to take the value from this particular text box, that is the user number, and generate the entire multiplication table. So how do we do that? So first of all, we will provide the here followed by dot, and then we will listen to the click event over here by using the add event listener, and this is going to take two arguments. The first argument will be the event that we are listening to, that is the click event, followed by the callback function. So this callback function will help us in order to execute the lines of code when the user clicks on this particular button over here. Thus, in order to get the value that is provided by the user. Let us confirm this as well by using the console.log statement, and simply we will provide the statement that is number entered by user is, and then followed by dollar symbol, and simply we will provide the number variable. So let me just save this file now. When we provide the submit button, you can see that number entered, the user has provided some number or not. So simply we will make use of the if condition over here, and first of all we will check whether number is it a blank string over here. So guys, currently by default when we provide certain input over here, that input will be taken as a string input. So simply we can check whether it is a string input and it is a blank input over here, and we will say alert, please provide valid number over here. So we say please provide valid number, and then we also have to provide the return statement so that the control flow goes back outside of this particular add event listener. So when we save this file now, let us click on the submit button. You can see that we are getting please provide valid number, and then we need to provide the valid number, and now there is no console.log statement that is getting executed. Now when we provide the number that is 4 over here, and when we click on the submit button, so number entered by user is 4. So guys, basically our lines of code are working so far. We have also provided the additional check in order to see whether the number is provided by the user or not. Now apart from this, how do we get the entire multiplication table and store it within this particular result div tag over here? So guys, one at a time we need to generate the result of the multiplication table, that is when the user clicks on the, so in this case when the user provides the number 4 and clicks on the submit button, we need to display 4 multiplied by 1, it is equal to 4, followed by on the next line we need to get 4 multiplied by 2, it is equal to 8, and so on. We need to get all the expressions within this particular table. So how do we do that? So since we know that we need to go from 4 multiplied by 1 up to 4 multiplied by 10, simply we can make use of the for loop over here that will go from 1 to 10 in this case. So we will say let I it is equal to 1, and then I less than or equal to 10 in this case, and then I plus plus over here. Now guys, what we have to do is, so guys, basically we know that this particular for loop will be executed 10 times over here based on the expressions that we have provided. Now simply we have to make use of the document followed by dot, and we need to create the element which will help us in order to create the HTML element and append it inside the result div tag over here. So guys, basically inside this div tag we are going to create another element over here for each expression within the multiplication table and store it within the div tag. So let us create the element, and we will create it with the p tag over here. You can also go with the tr, that is the table row tag as well, which can be stored within the table as well. But to keep it very simple so that you understand how the create element works, we are going to make use of the p tag over here. So basically this will help us in order to get the paragraph this time. So simply let us say we provide the variable name that is para on the left hand side, and this line of code will help us in order to create the paragraph tag over here. Now guys, apart from this, we also have to make use of another function. So once again, let me just make use of the document keyword followed by dot, and this time we have to make use of the create text node over here. So as you can see, it creates a text string from the specified value. So basically we need to create the text, that is 4 multiplied by 1, it will be equal to 4. So that particular string should be present over here. So how do we do that? Simply within the parenthesis we need to provide the expression. So what will be the expression? So first of all we make use of the dollar symbol, and this time we will make use of the number variable over here. Now guys, one very important thing is we need to convert this number which is currently present as a string into the integer. So simply we provide number, it is equal to, we will make use of the %, function and then provide the parameter as number over here to this % function. So this line of code will help us in order to convert this string, that is 4, into a number, and then we can make use of this number in any mathematical expression. So guys, over here we provide multiplication symbol followed by what we should multiply with. It should be the value of I over here. So simply we provide dollar symbol followed by I, and then it is equal to, once again we will make use of the dollar symbol, and this time we will provide number multiplied by I over here in order to get the result on the right hand side. So notice how we have provided this particular expression. One very important thing is we are making use of the backticks over here. So let me just zoom in little bit. As you can see, this is not a single quote, but it is a backtick at the start and at the end within the parenthesis, which will help us in order to evaluate this particular mathematical expression. So first of all we have this number followed by multiplication symbol, and then we have the I variable over here, and then number multiplied by I, that is the result, will be stored and it will be displayed by using this particular expression. So guys, this is the way that you can make use of the variables within the backtick over here without using the string concatenation. Now once we have created this particular text node over here, we have to store it inside the variable. So let us say we provide the variable name as a result on the left hand side. So guys, first of all we had the create element, which creates an instance of the element for the specified tag, that is the paragraph tag over here, and next time we have the create text node, which creates a text string from the specified value. Now guys, we have to store this result inside this particular paragraph tag. So how do we do that? So simply we will make use of the para tag over here, and then we use the append function. So we provide dot character followed by the append function. You can see that it inserts the nodes after the last child of node while replacing strings in nodes with equivalent text nodes over here. So simply we provide append in this case, and what we need to append, so within the open and close parenthesis over here we need to provide this result, which is the result of this create text node function. So simply we will provide the result over here. So we have appended the result inside this particular paragraph HTML element. Now guys, we have this para HTML element which needs to be appended once again inside this particular div tag that is having the result class over here. So how do we do that? So first of all we need to identify this div tag within the script.js file. So once again we will come over here, we will say div result, this time as the variable on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side we need to identify this result div tag. So document followed by dot, and then we have the query selector, and then let me just copy the class name, that is result, over here and paste it after the dot character. So we have the div result this time, and we make use of this div result followed by dot, and once again we append the paragraph this time. So over here we are appending the para. So guys, as you can see, first of all we created the HTML element, that is paragraph, followed by the text node and stored it inside the result. So this particular text was included within this paragraph by using this append function over here on the line number 15, and then on the next line we have appended this paragraph within the div result, which is represented by this blank div tag over here, right? And since all these lines of code are present within the for loop, we should be getting the entire multiplication table using this particular expression. So let us see how it works on the browser. So when we save this file now, and let us provide the number, so let us go with the number 4 over here, and when we click on the submit button, you can see that the entire multiplication table is now getting generated over here. 4 multiplied by 1, it is equal to 4. 4 multiplied by 2, it is equal to 8, and so on. We are getting all the expressions this time. Now guys, we can make it look more decent over here if we are making use of the table HTML element and we are storing all these lines inside the tr tag. So I'll leave that styling properties up to you as a homework. The main idea was to explain you how this create element and the create text node works and how you can dynamically create the HTML elements and include it within your web page while you are carrying out operations based on your project requirements. Now guys, let us try another example. So when we provide the number 6 over here, let us see how the multiplication table will look like. So when we click on the submit button, you can see that all the elements of the number 4 are still present, but after that we are getting the multiplication table as 6. So guys, we only want multiplication table of one number at a time. So what we have to do is, when the user clicks on the submit button, we need to clear the content that is present within the div tag over here inside the div result. So guys, while we are converting the number from the string into the number data type, we will once again go to the div result tag over here followed by dot, and this time we will make use of the inner HTML. It is equal to, on the right hand side we will keep it as blank over here so that the entire content of the div result should be cleared. So let me just save this file now. Let us now run this code once again. So let me just reload the browser over here, and when we provide the number 5 this time and click on the submit button, we are getting the table of the number that is 5 over here, and let us provide the number 8, and when we click on the submit button once again, so this time the multiplication table of the previous number that was 5 was cleared, and now we are getting the multiplication table of the 8 number. So guys, this is the way that you can generate the multiplication table and also dynamically create the HTML elements within the JavaScript code and include them on the web page based on the user actions. So guys, comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned.